everyone, so it's going to be my funeral recap for Glee episode 21. I just want to mention thank you everyone having a good response on my fanfiction recommendations video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can check it out wherever I put it. If you're into fanfiction, and if you don't know what that is, then I'm not really going to explain it now because that's not what it's about, but yeah. So on to the episode. I'm also going to talk about the promo for Nationals. So, what my favorite moments of the episode were definitely the solos. I absolutely love Santana's Back to Black. In my last recap or my last spoilers video, I didn't get to talk about Kurt and Santana's songs because they weren't confirmed yet since I made that video, but now they were, and I heard them beforehand, and I was just like, oh my goodness, Santana just has that perfect voice for Amy Winehouse, and she pulled it off. She nailed it. This hilarious scenes between Jesse arguing with Mercedes and Kurt and Santana, hilarious. But she did an amazing job trying to be sexy and flirtatious, very awkward considering she's a lesbian. And then Kurt's was amazing as always. If you don't know, it's from the same, Some People is also from the same play or musical Gypsy as Rose's Turn, so if that's why they sound familiar, it's because of that. So yeah, I love the song, I love his voice, and the theatricality was incredible as always. He made me laugh when he was like shaking his ass and slapping it and sliding all over the floor, and oh, he's just awesome, and I love that he can have that sex appeal. He shouldn't even try it in sexy because he has it naturally. And then Mercedes doing Try a Little Tenderness cracked me up when she took the microphone off the stage and just dragged it across. I was dying. I was like, this is freaking hilarious. But I think the moment that we all were sad about was Sue's sister Jean dying. She was one of the people thought she was going to die. It's very sad. I didn't think I was going to be too upset about it because, I mean it's sad when anyone dies, but I don't really care for Sue as much, so it was very odd to feel very sad for Sue. But it was very unfortunate for Jean to die because she was a really nice person, and I'm going to miss her on the show even if she wasn't on there a lot. And Sue was very, very... there's different types of people when someone dies, and she was the person that was very angry and wouldn't let people in, and Kurt and Finn try to help Sue out with that because they both have, been through a loss, obviously Kurt more than Finn, but they both understand that there's someone missing in their life, and it gets better. But it was very hard for Sue to notice that or acknowledge that because Sue doesn't really have anyone else in her life. Her sister was her rock, and when that one person is gone, it's just like, your whole world just falls apart. So it was a very, very tough moment, but I'm very happy that the League of Doom is over with, or at least I hope. I really don't see, they never showed it in the promo for episode 22, which is very surprising that Sue just stopped with it. But that was awesome that she did, and she was like, Will, I'm not going to be mean to you anymore about the Glee Club, and I loved it, and I love that Terry's finally gone, oh goodness. And the Wemma teases, please, Will and Emma, just please get together by Nationals. Apparently Emma is going to be going to Nationals with them, like chaperone, so I really hope that Wemma finally gets together and resolves their shit, because it's been 2 seasons, and they need to stay together. Just saying. I also was not feeling the lack of Britannia and Clayton in this episode, as well as Karofsky, but I guess you can't put the spotlight on everything. So, more about these episodes. So, Jesse became the consultant for New Directions. Sorry, I'm moving my thing around. For New Directions, and he was very judgmental, except for towards Rachel, of course. And then when Rachel was performing, she was crying. I don't think obviously she wasn't crying over Jesse, she was crying over Finn, and Jesse thought it was about him, obviously, and he wanted Rachel to win. And I love the moment when Kurt is in the audience. He's like, whatever, blah 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 about Rachel, but she has an amazing voice, and he's like, oh, and everyone's like, sit down, sit down. I love you, Kurt. I like the Rachel and Kurt friendship. And also in this episode was Finn and Quinn breaking up. Hallelujah, the funeral. Awesome. I'm so glad. That's my phone ringing outside of the room, not the house. But yeah, I'm so happy they're over with. And Quinn's like, we can still stay together. We can still be together. And I don't care if you like have confusing feelings for Rachel. It's like, whatever. Bitch, are you that desperate? So I'm just glad that they're over with. Obviously, being a Finchel fan, I'm just like, whatever, Quinn. And then she said, oh, she has some seeking revenge for the Nationals episode. So I'm worried. And obviously, we see she cut her hair in the promo. That was a thing for Diana Agron. That's why she cut her hair, I believe. It's because she had a personal, just wanted to get rid of it, not just because it was for Quinn or anything. What else happened? Yeah, so Finchel, and then Finn is there, standing there, wanting to get Rachel back, and there's Jesse kissing Rachel, and Rachel's very confused, and there's Finn, and I'm just like, oh, Finn, I love you so much. And I love the Furt brotherhood, the Hudmels, whatever you want to call them, the Finn and Kurt brothers. Oh my God. And then, oh, I forgot to mention the Sue moments at Jean's funeral, the Willy Wonka. Oh my God, pure imagination wasn't. I can't even talk. Pure imagination was so amazing. Everyone's voices sound so great together. Tina, Artie, Kurt, Finn's, the whole New Directions, incredible. And I didn't cry in this episode because I don't know, but I was starting to get a little teary-eyed. Only moments I do cry on in certain episodes. Mainly Kurt's parts. Maybe I'm biased. Don't judge me. But not to say it wasn't sad, because it was very sad. And I felt very bad for Sue, and she kicked Becky off the Cheerios, and then she finally let her back, and I'm glad, because I really like Becky, and I'm glad she didn't die, because Becky's just a sweetheart, and I would be very sad. I know she doesn't mean what she does when she's mean to the New Direction. She just follows along with Sue, and yeah. But in the end result, I'm very happy that Sue is done with the whole League of Doom trying to get revenge on New Directions. I am very sad for Sue, and I hope that better things come for her and she turns into a more nicer person, because I just don't like the mean Sue. I like the nice Sue, like in season 1, the end where she voted for New Directions and nobody else did at regionals. And I love Kurt Solo. That was probably my favorite song, just because I like the theatricality that he brought. And I think the funniest moment was definitely either when Jesse had to say something to all three of them, or when Mercedes took that mic off the stage. I was cracking up. And yeah, and please, Wemma, get together. I can't stand the teasing anymore. So for next week, the Nationals episode, the moment that we've all been waiting for. Clay and Kid? A Clay makeout session? No, silly. Nationals, of course. Hello. But yes, I am hoping for a Clay and kiss again. Like, I still stick to my theory a little bit that somehow Blaine will end up in New York. But then again, maybe we'll get a little flash of a moment of Klaine before or after the New York trip. Either way, Blaine needs to be in this episode. He wasn't in this episode, so I was like a little like, that's what Glee does. They usually don't fill every couple in every episode. So I mean, I understand that. You can't have 24/7 of what you want. But they need to resolve Wemma, Britannia, Klaine, and Finchel, and the surprising moment, I believe, during Nationals when Jesse says, was that scripted, was definitely Finchel making out. I've mentioned this in my last spoilers video or something like that, that Finchel will make out after they perform Pretending. So, fingers crossed. I really want Finchel back together, and I cannot stand Jesse. I'm sorry, I just never been a Jesse St. James fan. I mean, Jonathan Groff is great, but I just don't, I can't stand Jesse. And I really hope that Britannia finally gets together. I want Santana to come out. I was really rooting for Karofsky to come out in this episode, even though it had really nothing to do with the plot, because, I mean, I knew about the plot, that there was going to be someone dying, but I didn't know it was going to be, like, one of the big focuses of the episode, as well as the solos for Nationals. So I was kind of hoping that Karofsky would come out, but he wasn't even in the episode. And I really hope that Santana finally just comes out for Brittany, and I just want them together. And I hope that Quinn can just be Quinn-dependent. She'll need a man, and Finchel gets together, Sam Sadie's gets together, Clayton makes out. I'll be a happy camper. And so yes, tell me what you think. What are you most excited for the Nationals episode? I love the new directions, and just think this is going to be my second to last recap of an episode, and my next spoilers video is my last spoilers video until season 3. Ay, Dios mío, what am I going to do? But I have lots of Glee videos coming around the summer, you know, just like my top 10 or top whatever favorite songs or something along Glee lines, don't worry, and Tumblr is always there, and we'll talk about this more when the time comes. But thank you for watching, subscribing, and if you haven't checked out my latest video, my fanfiction recommendations, go check them out. There's a lot of recommendations I definitely recommend for you to check out. And I will see you for my next Glee spoilers. It would just be Nationals. Probably not a lot, because sometimes it's good to know, sometimes it's good not to know, and I'm really excited for the Kurt and Rachel duet. I cannot wait for that one to come out. That's like one of the only ones that hasn't come out yet. So, yay, so tell me what you're excited for. I'm always excited for Clayton, and I hope they finally act more like, I mean, yeah, they've acted like a couple, but like, they really need to act like a couple, just saying. But I love Kurt no matter what, and yes, so talk to you guys later. Bye.